If you couldn't already tell, Higuruma is one of my favorite characters in JJK, besides Yuta and Satoru Gojo, of course. And after his recent appearance in the anime, a question happened to cross my mind. Could Higuruma beat Teen Gojo and maybe even beat Gojo in his current state? Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Ja, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about this interesting matchup between the most talented sorcerer and the greatest sorcerer of the modern era. Real quick, leave a comment on who you personally think will win. Alright, now, y'all ready? Bet, let's go. Alright, so before we start, I want to give everybody a warning. Well, specifically the anime only. I will be talking about events that happen in the manga, so if you're an anime only, I ain't gonna lie, this is your time to kick rocks. Alright, so starting with our underdog, Higuruma's bag, I'm not gonna lie, surprisingly deep. First we have his domain expansion, Daily Sentencing, which allows him to take his opponent's abilities depending on the verdict they receive. They could either get a confiscation, which which takes away the opponent's technique, or death penalty, which also takes away the technique and gives Higuruma the executioner's sword, which, by the way, kills the opponent instantly upon contact. Yeah, bro, it's like the real life cheese touch, you know. And once you get it, you're cooked. We also know, along with this domain, Higuruma can use basic barrier techniques like simple domain. Later in the manga, during the early stages of the Sukuna raid, he also uses domain amplification and RCT in his fight with Sukuna. You know, I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, my man's is not to be played with, bro. Higuruma is really up there with the goats. I'm just saying. So if it isn't already clear, I'm not gonna lie, Higuruma is whooping Teen Gojo.
What was the bell?
Before his awakening, Gojo doesn't really have anything that can stop Higuruma's domain, and with Higuruma being able to bypass Infinity with domain amplification, Gojo just doesn't really have a solid defense either. Even after his awakening, Gojo only unlocks Hollow Purple and RCT, but I still don't think that's enough. Yes, he could hypothetically one-shot Higuruma with Hollow Purple, but we've seen multiple times that Hollow Purple is an automatic win. For example, with Toji, Hollow Purple only dismembered half of his body. If Toji had RCT, he could recover from that. Same thing with Sukuna in the manga. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but we all know how that ended. So there's no reason to believe that Higuruma just couldn't find a way around Hollow Purple. You know what I'm saying? Alright. So Higuruma, a 36-year-old man, can beat a teenager. Cool. But how does he stand against Gojo at his prime? So this Gojo is way faster, has a higher curse energy output, and knows all the domain techniques. So in my opinion, it really comes down to one thing. Do you think Higuruma could get Gojo inside of his domain? If he could easily get Gojo for like murder or some other charge, and in that scenario, Gojo wouldn't have Limitless, which means no Hollow Purple or Limitless Void. So unfortunately, Gojo would still have his cursed energy, and Higuruma just isn't on the same level as Gojo when it comes to that raw physical strength and cursed energy output. And some of you are probably wondering like, hey, what about, death penalty or the executioner sword? Well, in the manga, Higuruma did have a brief one-on-one with Sukuna, and in that one-on-one, he wasn't able to hit Sukuna with the executioner sword until he was distracted by Yuji. So if he was unable to hit Sukuna, and Sukuna's on the same level as Gojo when it comes to speed, I don't think he has a good chance of hitting Gojo personally. By the way, that's assuming that he can somehow get Gojo into his domain. But if it's a one-on-one, the chances of him distracting Gojo for him to open the domain are very slim, and if it comes down to a domain clash, let's be honest, Gojo is destroying that shit. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say your local attorney would catch the L here. So that's all I got. Honestly, a part of me was coping, thinking that my GOAT could win, but that doesn't stop him from being one of the greatest sorcerers in just a couple of months. You feel me? On a different note, I want to give a special shout out to Fly X Fan. I think that's how you say it. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I'm giving a shout out for the love that you gave me on the last video. I really do appreciate the comment that you left and subscribing to the channel. You alone, bro, have motivated me to just keep dropping vids and grow this channel. So again, shout out to Fly X Fan. With that being said, make sure to leave a like and leave a comment with your thoughts. Was I speaking facts or am I just yapping? Either way, this is Ja, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.